Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of TelecomTalk Live. Today, we are joined by Hardik Jagda, founder and CEO of Proximity, a global ecosystem of AI native technology companies working at the intersection of AI, media, and sports. In this session, we will explore how AI powered infrastructure is transforming live sports broadcasting, enabling predictive decision making, personalized fan engagement, and next generation content delivery powered by technologies including edge computing. Hardik, thank you for joining us today on Telecom Talk Live.
Thank you for having me, Tarun. I'm very excited to be here.
So, Hardik, to start with, AI in sports has, let's say, traditionally been associated with post-match analytics or performance tracking. What has changed now that allows AI to actually influence the outcome in real time during a live match?
Yeah, Tarun, so I think two things changed recently. One is compute got fast enough and cheap enough to run inference during a live broadcast and not after it. And second, the models themselves got good enough at understanding and handling unstructured content like live video, commentary, and match data in real time. So for us, the shift was going from here's what happened last week to here's what's happening right now and here's what to do about it. So it's about intelligence that is useful while the match is still on.
Okay, so when we talk about applied AI in sports
Yeah.
infrastructure, what are some real world use case where proximity has helped teams, league, or broadcasters move from reactive to predictive decision making?
A few things come to mind. One is we build storytelling systems for some of the largest broadcasters and live streaming platforms in the world. So how it works is our system generates real-time match insights, statistical narrative, about rivalries, comebacks during live broadcasts. And earlier, like before we deployed our system, the teams that we used to work with, their editorial teams were doing all of this work manually. They would take roughly 15 to 20 minutes to come up with one unique storyline that they would then publish on either to the commentary desk or to their social media channels. But now our AI system generates that in under 60 seconds and generates probably around, I think, 80 to 90% more insights per match that allows them to engage fans on a whole different level today.
So Hardik, can you
That's
explain?
yeah.
Yep. So can you explain like how platforms like Live Insights are enabling broadcast and editorial teams to take decisions during matches instead or after it? Like,
So, Live Insights processes multiple data streams during a match. If you're talking about cricket, you have ball by ball data coming in. If you're talking about soccer or baseball, it's different for them depending on the game. But essentially, the underlying principle is the same. You have ball by ball data coming in. We have trained the system on historical statistics, so it synthesizes all of that information as the match is happening, and then there are like multiple AI agents that are working on creating editorial grade insights that are then pushed to broadcast and editorial teams in real time. So the key design principle for us is to not give people more data. There's always a lot of data, but instead give them the power to make decisions. So before our system went live, the editorial teams would spend hours after a match compiling stats and narratives. But now the system does it in live, real time, and the team can instead focus on how to deploy all of these stories, how to curate all of this, and just focus on storytelling instead of coming up with the unique stories. So that's the shift that gets them from manual compilation to intelligent curation during a game.
so how do teams like use these AI generated insights without disrupting the live broadcast workflow?
Uh, That's the hardest part, honestly. Like for us, whenever we've thought of adding any kind of AI-powered workflows to any of our clients, it's important that it touches the Monday morning workflow. If the technology is only useful when and or requires you to change the way you work, then that becomes like very, very difficult. So we designed our systems from the get-go to plug into the existing broadcast workflows. So the same tools, same interfaces that they use on a day-to-day basis. And the AI generates the intelligence, the production teams decide what to use and when in their existing dashboards on their existing interfaces. So there's no new software to learn. There is no separate workflow to manage. The insights show up where the teams are already working, and that's the only way it gets useful and actually gets used on a game day. Because most you'll see a lot of these AI tools coming up, but if they require you to entirely change how you work, then that becomes very difficult to integrate that into uh, when it comes to adoption.
So, Hardik, let's talk about the infrastructure aspect of it. So
Yeah.
delivering the real-time insights during live sports broadcasts definitely require extremely low latency. So, what kind of AI infrastructure stack is needed to make this possible?
So first, you need real-time data ingestion, the ability to process multiple structured and unstructured feeds simultaneously without falling behind on the live broadcast. Uh, Second, you need live inference infrastructure that can run models fast enough to be useful while the match is still happening. So we're talking sub-minute turnarounds, not batch processing. Um, Third, and this one most people underestimate, is a reliable delivery layer that gets the right insight to the right person at the right moment. So you can have the best model, the best AI model in the world, but if the insight arrives 30 seconds late and the moment has already passed, then it's not useful in live sports.
And what about the edge computing aspect of it? Like, how critical is edge computing in powering AI use cases in stadium environments?
I think the principle matters more than the underlying or specific architecture. When you're serving live sports to tens of millions of concurrent viewers, you need compute as close to the action as possible. So whether that's edge infrastructure at the venue, regional processing nodes, or optimized cloud inference, the goal is the same. You try to minimize latency between the live event and the AI generated output. So in our experience, the bottleneck is rarely a single compute layer. It's the orchestration across multiple systems, data ingestion, model inference, content generation, delivery, all running in parallel under the real-time constraints.
So, let's say, for example, a cricket-heavy nation like India, like where
Yeah.
matches are watching millions of users, like, so what role can telecom networks and 5G infrastructure play in enabling AI-powered live sports intelligence?
I think it has already played a major role, right? Most of the live sports in India, if you look at, gets consumed on mobile. So from our perspective as AI builders, we are consumers of that infrastructure. When we serve live AI-powered insights during a live match, we're sometimes working with at the peak, you'd be having like 50, 100 million users using it. So the underlying delivery infrastructure, whether it's 5G, fiber, or hybrid networks, directly impacts what's possible, the level of customization you can do, the level of personalization you can do. So better connectivity means we can push richer, more personalized experiences to every fan in India right now.
And do you see this dedicated AI infrastructure being deployed for live broadcast environment in near future, like to support AI-based apps?
It's already happening actually, Tarun. So we've been deploying dedicated AI infra to for our live sports production for a while now. The shift I see is from AI as an add-on to AI as a core layer in the broadcast stack itself. So teams, leagues, and broadcasters are starting to treat AI infra the same way they treat video processing infra today. It's not optional anymore. It's foundational. Uh, the organizations that will build this early will compound their advantage, but the ones that wait will find it increasingly expensive to catch up.
So let's talk about fan engagement. So tools like MetaVision focus on
Yeah.
storytelling and fan engagement. So how is AI changing the way fans experience live sports today?
A different way. So if I talk about MetaVision in general, MetaVision compresses what used to take 6 hours of post-production time for the marketing and editorial teams to just under 15 minutes of work. So that's not just speed improvement, it changes what's economically viable. You can now produce highlight packages for every match, every player, every moment, and not just the marquee games. For fans, that means more content much faster and in the format that they prefer, even in the language that they prefer. So we've also built like multilingual engines that can generate culturally authentic commentary for dozens of markets. To give you an example, so think about like a football fan in Tamil Nadu and a football fan in Brazil can each get the content that feels native to them. That was economically not possible before AI.
So all these things would be done by AI itself, like even the commentary aspect of it. Like you gave an example right now related to this
Yeah, yeah.
Brazil.
So it's a lot of the work is done by AI. When it comes to commentary, it's not just about the language aspect of it. You're not just trying to convert like English commentary into multiple local languages. You also need to have the expertise and the models to be trained with context about the game as well. So because when you if you hear like experienced commentators when they are doing the best commentary that you love listening to, it's not just about uh, what they are saying, but the the context behind the storylines, the rivalries, the comebacks, and like putting emphasis on certain words versus just if you listen to like Google Translate, for instance, like you'll get a very generic translation. But when you want to listen to a localized commentary, it needs to be localized and contextual. So that's what our AI system does. Yeah.
Okay. So can AI-driven personalization redefine live sports broadcasting by creating a dynamic viewing experience for individual fans?
Yeah, I mean that's the future that I'm very excited about. But the path is incremental. It's not revolutionary. Today, we are personalizing at the cohort level. So when it comes to regional preferences, language, and content format, the technology exists to go further toward like truly individual viewing experiences where you would get to watch your own stats. You have your own personalized overlay of sorts and your own highlights with the favorite players that you care about, your own narrative arc about the storylines that you care about. So the constraint isn't the AI system, it's the delivery infra and the business model, I think. So personalization at scale requires uh, both the intelligence layer and the distribution layer to work together. So we're building the intelligence side right now. The delivery side is still catching up.
From a business standpoint, like how are leagues or broadcaster monetizing AI power fan engagement tools?
Uh, Three ways that they're doing this right now. It's direct content multiplication, where AI lets you produce more content from the same event, which means you have more inventory to monetize. Um, Second is audience expansion, where you have multilingual, like I mentioned before, multilingual, multi-format content that opens up markets that were previously uneconomical without the power of AI. And third is sponsor intelligence. So AI can map audience attention, engagement patterns, and brand exposure in real time. That gives rights holders the data to prove ROI to sponsors and optimize yield. And we are actually actively building in this space right now.
So are we seeing AI becoming a competitive advantage between leagues or team globally?
It is, yeah, and it will continue to be, like I said earlier, if the companies who, most of the companies who started investing in AI early, like the last 2 years, when they started heavily investing in AI and operationalizing AI, they are starting to see compounding advantages right now. The ones who don't do it by now, at least it's already late, but if they don't start doing it now, they'll definitely be left behind.
And what about like can AI help a smaller league or emerging sports to compete more effectively with larger established one? You think AI can help like these smaller leagues?
100%, 100%. It's all the economic advantages, right? So I think the if you look at women's sports in general, they have been like for in our experience, they've been very innovative and forward thinking when it comes to AI deployment because it's one of the fastest growing sectors. And it's one of the most exciting opportunities as well. So historically, if you just look at the premium content production required massive budgets, but AI changes that economics completely now. A smaller league can now produce broadcast quality highlights, multilingual commentary, and real-time insights at a fraction of the cost using AI platforms. And the tools are also becoming increasingly accessible right now. So what matters is operational execution, knowing where to deploy AI and how to integrate it into the workflow today. That's where the
So the
advantage lies, not in the budget size anymore.
so these AI adaptation often comes with upfront investment, right? Like, so how do a sports franchisee measure ROI on deploying AI powered infrastructure?
The most straightforward thing is cost compression. We've like organizations work with and measure ROI in uh, different ways depending on what matters to them and what stage or the size of the league we're talking about here. So when it comes to cost compression, we've helped reduce content production costs by over 80% in some cases, using MetaVision as an example. For the other ways that I think leagues would measure ROI is in either looking at how they can use AI as a growth tool. So what kind of markets can be unlocked, meaning you can reach audiences in countries and cities globally where it was not possible or economically viable before. Uh, Again, the multilingual commentary aspect comes to mind. There are fans of like American sports all over the world, for instance, but not everyone speaks English. So when you're trying to stream your, say, American football into multiple countries or cities all over the world, how do you connect with fans on a local level when the game is new to them? And if the language in which you are consuming the game itself is also foreign to you, then you can't really connect very well with the game. So I think AI as a growth tool, AI as a market unlock opportunity is the biggest one that I see. And that's one of the ways that the organizations that we work with also measure ROI.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but like I just
Yeah.
wanted to know, like,
The other is just output multiplication. So with generative AI, like you're looking at uh, what more can be more can be done with existing amount of like inventory that you have. For instance, the live insights platform that we have that produces 80 to 90%, 80 to 90 times more insights than what the manual process used to produce before. So that's again another way that they measure ROI today.
so what about Indian teams or leagues and broadcasters? Are they ready for AI native infrastructure, or is there still a gap in digital readiness?
No, India is actually we started working in India, right? So when I built the company, everything we started working first in India, helping solve for cricket. Cricket is the second biggest sport in the world right now. But when it comes to India, just the sheer number of Indian cricket fans all over the world allows you to solve problems that you won't face on a global scale for other games. So I- in our experience, like most of the Indian companies have been very forward thinking. They've been looking at implementing tools for fan engagement. They've been looking at implementing tools in improving the overall experience of the game much more than most of the global players that we've worked with. So I'm very bullish on that for sure.
So can AI be used to optimize content production and fan engagement in cricket? Like being India being very much into cricket. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, we've been, like I said, so we've been doing this for over 2 years now. Our systems power real-time content intelligence for cricket broadcasts reaching tens of millions of viewers. MetaVision compresses the post-match content production by over 90%. And our multilingual engines make it possible to serve cricket in dozens of languages in India without proportional cost increases. So cricket has actually been the ideal proving ground for us when it came to AI in sports, because just the sheer data richness, match duration, massive global audience, 20 plus languages in India itself, right? So that's uh, yeah, that's been one of the most rewarding experiences of building in this space.
And where do you see the biggest opportunity for AI-led innovation in India sports ecosystem?
I think one would be at the level of personalization. Uh, that is still a big gap which we are actually trying to work in helping solve for, and it was not possible to do this before, but now with, as I mentioned earlier, the technology allows us to do that. So I think the level of personalization that you get, the kind of storylines that you get, the kind of athletes that you care about, those are the things that are going to truly make the experience, which is a gap that I see right now in the Indian ecosystem as well. The other is sponsorship intelligence. I think if you look at the number of sponsors that every cricket team works with today, uh, sponsorships are traditionally sold in a uh, based on heuristics and impressions. It's not really based on whether this brand really connects with the type of audience that is currently consuming and is watching the match at that point in time, or if they're interacting with the brand, or if they're able to activate that brand or not. So that is a big gap that I see that we are actually actively investing in helping solve that problem. So how do you get the right type of sponsors? Because not everyone likes ads, but if you give them if you give them ads that they really care about, the brands that they care about at the time, which is most optimal when the fans are willing to listen to the brand speak for 30 seconds or 10 seconds. Uh, I don't think fans mind that, as long as you can get the timing right. So that is one big unlock that I see over the next few years.
And how do you see AI transforming live sports in next 3 to 5 years from an infrastructure standpoint?
I would go back to personalization. I think the infrastructure. Could you go deeper on that question?
Yeah, sure. Like, uh,
Yeah.
uh, like the thing what I wanted to know is that like how is AI transforming live sports in the next 3 to 5 years from an infrastructure standpoint, like from the technology perspective, the infra perspective?
Yeah, I think the first is the economics of sports content production will collapse a lot. So what used to cost millions or does cost millions today will cost thousands tomorrow as compute even gets cheaper and cheaper as months go by. The organizations building that infra now, using that as the underlying layer, will own the platform layer for the next decade. And second, again, which I said was content becomes personalized at scale. Not one broadcast for everyone, but think about adaptive experiences shaped by who's watching and what they care about.
And will we eventually reach to a point where AI becomes an invisible co-pilot in every live sports?
I think we are closer than most people think. In our work, the AI is already invisible to the end viewer. They see better content, they see faster highlights, they see more relevant insights. They don't really know or care that AI generated it. And I think that's the right design principle as well. The best AI infrastructure disappears into the workflow. It doesn't show up.
And finally, what advice would you give to broadcasters, league, or telecom operators looking to integrate AI into the live sports delivery platform?
Uh, One which I give to pretty much every every client that we work with is also uh, first thing is to start with the workflow and not the technology itself. Most people try to, because as executives you get pitched by 3 to 5 companies every week, and every vendor is trying to sell you the moon that my AI platform can help solve this problem or that problem for you. But you need to start with the workflow and not the technology first. That's the main reason why 95% of AI pilots fail to generate any kind of meaningful ROI, because you need to start and identify one specific bottleneck, operational bottleneck. In our example, if you're working with broadcasters, it could be content production, it could be editorial insights, it could be fan engagement. And once you've identified that, where do you need the most uplift in, which will actually help uh, unlock more value for your business, then you deploy AI against that. So instead of trying to create demos using the tools that you are being sold, you start with the bottleneck and then deploy AI against that. That would be my biggest piece of advice. The the other one which I say is, because you don't really know what will truly unlock, what type of investment will truly unlock. So you definitely need a culture of experimentation. So you need to be able to ship fast. You run a 6-week pilot with a real workflow. Once you've identified a workflow or a bottleneck, you run a 6-week pilot with real constraints and see whether it's actually creating any kind of meaningful ROI. Instead of waiting months or years and trying to get the ROI, see if you can compress the time to experiment in 6 weeks or less. And then, depending on the kind of output that you're getting, you change or tweak the experiment, or you just pick another operational bottleneck and start working on that. And as you keep on experimenting more and more insights come to mind, more data comes to you, and you get to know in which area you really need to go all and what kind of um, AI muscle you should be developing as a team that allows you to compound over the years.
Okay, Hardik. Hardik, I have one interesting question from the audience.
Yeah.
So, can AI-powered sports intelligence enable OTT platforms to introduce new monetization layers such as personalized ads, dynamic overlay, or real-time? Okay, it's called betting integration. Although betting is banned in India, so but maybe an international.
Yeah.
What's your take on
And
that?
AI-powered sports intelligence enable OTT platforms to introduce new monetization layers. Hmm. Yeah, that's a level of personalization that I'm very excited about, right? You just uh, I'll give you an example. When because this person asked about personalized ads. Think about your favorite sneaker brand or your favorite jersey that you wear right today. The reason that you wear that is not just because you like the brand. It's probably because the person that promoted that or that connected you with that brand is the one that you care more about. So, for instance, I'm a big fan of Dwayne Johnson, and every piece of gym gear that I have that I wear today is Under Armour. It's actually Project Rock collection from Under Armour. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Under Armour as a brand, but I am a fan of Dwayne Johnson. Whenever I see him working out in a new piece of gym gear from like Project Rock collection on Instagram, that's when I actually go to Under Armour and I make that purchase. So how do you connect all of those things? Like for me, if I'm experience that I, the kind of experience I would prefer when you talk about personalization is when I'm watching the match, the ads are based on what I already consume and the things that I care about. So that adaptive layer that I was talking about, once you build that adaptive layer, you're truly able to create a personalized experience. But I think we are a few years still into that. Like the reason that we are focused on building that intelligence layer that allows you to actually build all of these experiences on top of it because you can't do anything until you understand the context, you understand the fan base, you understand their preferences, and you understand moments in general. So once you understand that this is the best moment to uh, activate the right brand for the right audience, that is when you show that personalized ad, and that is when this can turn into a highly monetizable experience for the league as well.
I have a couple of questions. Do you have time?
Sure. Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
So,
That was a good
how,
question, by the way, the last one. Yeah.
yeah, how can league use AI to improve in-stadium fan experience through real-time analytics and personalized content delivery? And there is one more question. I'll just quickly add that up so
Yeah.
that if it is corrected, you can. So, do you see AI playing a role in player scouting, injury prediction, and long-term performance outline for league franchises? So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you two different points of view. One is in stadium experiences. So, if you, there are lots of companies doing some great work in this space. If you look at, I like the example that comes to my mind right now is of a company that provides VR glasses when you are in a stadium. And you can, while sitting in the stadium itself, you can actually depending on what seat you're sitting in, you can wear the glasses and it will allow you to go and sit in any seat in the stadium and experience the game from that point of view. And that is a great way if you look at like a lot of the real estate companies in India used to give you online companies, online real estate companies like I think it was Common Floor, I don't remember which one, but they would give you
Yeah.
these VR glasses where you could actually go and experience the apartment without leaving your home. So now imagine being able to do that as the person who's responsible for making sure the people who own the stadium, if they are responsible for ticket sales, and there are like various tiers, right, when it comes to the ticket, the seats itself, like depending on the premium and the positioning of the seat. But now, since you're sitting, say if you took an average seat, but you are wearing the glasses and you're able to have the premium seat experience at a fraction of the cost, it doesn't cost the stadium anything to do that. It's like the technology cost is very minimal, but the fans can experience the same game from a premium seat, even though they paid for a basic seat for like a discount amount that you would pay on top. So that's one way that comes to mind when you talk about in-stadium experiences for sure.
Yeah. And there is this one more, the player scouting or I think. Is it relevant or we can just ignore it? Like,
No, no, yeah. Playing years, the one of the ways that we've actually deployed our MetaVision platform is in player scouting as well. So, like MetaVision as a platform, what it does is it goes through the entire 3-4 hour match clip content and produces highlights in less than 15 minutes. So, what would normally take you to for video editors to go through 3 hours of the match content, they would watch it at 1x, they would timestamp key moments, and then they would create a highlights package. And they would do this every time they have to create a highlights package. So, uh, the same the same workflow is actually used by the say the basketball operations or the cricket operations teams when they're trying to scout for talent as well. So they will look at different game clips, and I think they spend more than 8 to 10 hours a week in looking at just the game clips as well, the match clips as well, for different layers of the sport. So it might be a scout looking at the Ranji Trophy match clip to find players and whatnot, but they're spending time going through all of this. The platform, what it does is it allows you to look at just skip through the entire clip. You're able to search through the key moments that have happened in the game. You're able to search through what this athlete did in that whole match, and that allows you to just look at like the key specific sections instead of watching the whole match clip. Then, uh, so yeah, it's already being implemented in player scouting as well. Injury prevention, I think there are companies working in that space. We haven't really deployed any technology in that space yet.
okay.
But when it comes to athletes, rest and recovery, I think that's where injury prevention plays the biggest role. If you combine, like, I think everybody wears things like I wear the Aura Ring. Everyone wears either a Whoop or a Garmin watch or an Apple watch. You combine all of that with the training data, and if you're monitoring sleep, if you're monitoring performance, and you are able to make sure that the rest and recovery aspect of the athlete is being tracked and being reported to them on a daily basis, then that drastically reduces the chances of injury. So injury usually happens when you're not really recovered well, and AI allows you to again do that on at much faster speed than it was possible before.
Okay. So
So
thank you,
I've
Hardik.
actually, it's funny because I built a Cloud Code integration the other day, and it's I don't know if you've used Cloud Code or not, but I spent some time going on Cloud Code, and it just combined all of my fitness activity data. I was able to create like a quick dashboard where I would look at my own training, my own data from my fitness pal of what I eat, and my own sleep data, and it's able to curate all of that and tell me how proactively tell me how and when I should invest more time in sleep or more in training instead of
Oh,
just doing it without any kind of an indication.
but I think Whoop also does it much better. I guess it gives
Yeah,
about the recovery aspect of it and all. The Whoop band, like even
yeah,
it gives like once you work out, like the post recovery, how much time you need to sleep and those kind of things. But Hardik,
yeah.
thank you so much for your time. Although we are getting some couple of more questions, but I think we can sit again next time uh, during
I would
some
love that.
match day or something. Yeah. So uh,
Yeah,
thank you, Hardik. Thank you so much for all your insights, and thank you
yeah.
to our viewers for tuning in. Stay connected with Telecom Talk for more such conversation with people powering the connected world. Thank you so much.